on wings, friendship, brotherhood, and insider knowledge. I'm going to share it with the boys in the entourage so they can see it. Hold on. Copy link. This is a little process. Okay, so we resume. Link has been shared with the boys in the entourage. And here we are, it's Sunday night. I'm on the wind down. Everything has been sorted. The work, the weekend's work is done. The weekend's events have been done. Had a little siesta when I got home from the centre. And I'm fairly chill now. So this is just the wind down, late night after hours. Little live. And I wanted to talk in this live, off the back of this weekend, about a few themes. Friendship, wings, brotherhood, insider knowledge. So I think these are going to be really interesting themes. I shared a few of my thoughts within the entourage itself earlier on. So this channel has a link to the entourage in many ways, although it's my channel. We talk about a lot of similar things. Relationships, business, a bit of fitness, but I think a big one is sociability and friendship. Spirit of friendship, spirit of fraternity, spirit of brotherhood, and the importance of that. I think it's something that has potentially been stripped a little bit out of society, particularly with guys. I think it's very important for guys to exist within brotherhoods. And the reason I say this is, what's the alternative? The alternative is you're just a total solo artist, solo operator. That's just not really feasible long term. You need to at least affiliate into some type of brotherhood. Or the other alternative is to be subsumed into the kind of corporate, political mass. You're co-opted into some bullshit garbage, which it's just bullshit, right? And so I think there's a real importance to it. I think about, for example, my granddad. He was head of the working men's club in Stoke-on-Trent for a long time, and even when he retired, they got him to come back because he was able to handle all of these people in the club. And so those men in those days, they had their so-called third space they would go to between work and home. They had the working men's club, and a lot of their brotherhood and friendship was formed around that. Go and play snooker, play pool, smoke a pipe, drink a pint, whatever it was they did, bingo, whatever it was, right? My gran had her thing as well. And it's very, very important. It's very important to have it as a built-in regular thing as much as you can. And when you think about most things that are achieved, they do kind of start out with some kind of brotherhood, the spirit of brotherhood, whether it's, the Knights Templar or whatever, a whole state, a whole nation state can eventually be founded off that spirit. It's not a coincidence that the French, symbol is, the French motto is liberté, égalité, fraternité, brotherhood. It's important. So that's my philosophical intro on it. But this is, in a way, this live is off the back of hanging out with SB this weekend. So SB is a subscriber who, we just basically been going back and forth for a couple of months, and we had the opportunity to meet up this weekend. Had an absolutely sick weekend going around Sarajevo, and I think it for me it underscored, in terms of wings, it just underscored how much it's just very enjoyable to be with a wing. It's just very enjoyable. It's a very enjoyable process. And I was talking to Yambik Pentameter in the entourage earlier on, and I just remembered. Oh yeah, we did a little bit of. Here he is, Yambik Pentameter. We did a little bit of approach in Sheffield over the summer. No, and we were mainly just hanging out. Yeah, perfect timing, exactly. We were mainly just hanging out, just kind of just enjoying a weekend, just doing stuff. Um, I'm a conversationalist, and I enjoy conversation, particularly with people who are at the very least interested in being off the beaten track. That's what really I find interesting. Um, and so yeah, so we hung out, but we were also doing some approach as well. And we weren't even really trying, but I remember the approaches going very well, and it was also very easy as well. And it was the same with SB this weekend. The approaches went. We only did two actually, but they just went really really well because there is a level of social validation that is actually a real thing. Social proof is a real thing. If you don't have it, okay, you don't have it, but it is actually a real thing. So the fact if I'm out and I go and approach a girl and there's a mate with me who's obviously cool, then he validates me as a cool guy already, and it vice versa. If he goes to approach and I'm there as well, even if I'm just stood, I just leave him to it, but I'm just there, just chilling. Or actually, if I'm in set with him, again, there's a validation for both parties. It's validation for both parties. It's really important. It's really important, and I assume people know this, but I think I assume incorrectly because my background in approaches in clubs, and you just don't go to clubs alone. The only time I would ever do that would be to like a dance night, and I will do that alone. But again, I'm going to see people there, and also I'm going more to dance. But any type of club where it's more social, if I can, if unless I'm in a foreign country alone, which I often am, but in general, I always want to be with someone, like always, 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 always. That's just normal. Like you go and have a good night with your mate, chat to some girls, catch up with your friend, and that's a good night out. You don't need to drink. I barely ever drink when I go out. But that's just how I operate, and that's how normal guys operate, really. And so, with cold approach daytime, the way we've been doing it in the entourage has been everyone mostly has been approaching alone for the most part. And it's important to learn that. So not having social proof doesn't give you an excuse because you can actually create your own social proof, shall we say, just by you don't even need it, but like you can create it a little bit by your clothes and things like that. Like if you look pretty well presentable, that's it. That's enough. But let's say you're approaching a two set solo or three or four, it's a lot easier. It's actually piss easy when you're with a wing. It's piss. So like you're actually able to unleash your skills a lot more when you're with someone else. So it's actually fun. I think it's with the entourage, we've all learnt it solo, which is your foundation, of course. But I think we would also do well to remember that this thing is very much in its infancy in the modern era. Everything that came before us in terms of the game and stuff, most of it was very much it's just pretty much non-applicable, and it never really was applicable. It was mostly just marketing to people with you know some difficulties with socialization, should we say. And so most of that stuff was just not really relevant. So we're in kind of like game 2.0, which is kind of like me game, normal game, yeah, normality. And I just think we would do well to remember we don't know that much yet. We're actually still developing this thing. We're developing this thing. And I think one of the things that's going to be fun in Entourage is when we do actually meetups and we're actually going to start approaching. Definitely someone's going to come and do an approach with me. I've already, obviously with Yambik, we've already done it. With SB, we've already in the daytime. Nighttime, that's my standard modus operandi is I'll go in, my friend goes to the friend. That's standard. If he likes a girl, he goes to the girl and I go to the friend. That's absolutely standard. operating procedure because it works, because it's effective. Yeah, it's effective as a dynamic. It's like my friend Felipe when I'm in Greece. He just has to come over to me and tell me he likes a girl. I'm just like, okay, which one? There, and he doesn't need to say anything else. I'll just go straight for the friend, and that's it, and vice versa. It's easy, right? We operate as a team. Yeah, it's like Sheeran, Sheringham, York and Cole, one in, one out. Covering the angles, and it makes everything super easy. Like, um, so that's something we're going to explore. That's something we're going to explore in the coming year. Something we're going to explore in the coming year, and it's just going to it's like Neymar's a good player on his own, Suarez is a good player on his own, Messi is a good player on his own. Put all three of them in the front line, they're gonna score like 150 goals, but they're just gonna wreck everything between them, and it's gonna be more fun. It's gonna be more fun. So that's a big takeaway from this weekend. I already knew this anyway, but in terms of it being applied to the daytime, I'm just seeing it more and more. It's this is where you really this is where things are really going to take off. It's where things are really going to take off. So we've got the crew and the entourage. Um, I'm going to have my own, Balkan bratva, Balkan brotherhood. That's gonna happen over time as well. So, and they've already got like wings and stuff in the UK. So we're going to be able to do meetups. It's going to be fucking cool. It's going to be cool, and you're going to unleash skills. In a crazy way. Um, so I had a few notes actually, just as like a little wind down. Um, yeah, and I just think like the spirit of friendship and brotherhood. It's just important in general. Just in general, it's a really important thing to cultivate. And I don't think you know, especially like in the modern world, people don't necessarily go to church and stuff like that. Obviously, Muslim guys they have it quite a bit with the mosque, and that they tend to stick together quite a lot, which is effective. We need to do the same. We need to do the same. So yeah, and then in terms of approach as well, I mean, one thing that was just is kind of apparent, which we did a little breakdown, me and SB yesterday. But one thing that's kind of apparent is it's not just having a wing. It's not just having a wing. Your wing needs to be good. Okay, you both need to be good. But probably the biggest thing is opening strong. Open strong. Open, bang. Yeah. Hello. What's up? Hey, I'm here. Yeah. Open. If the open is strong, that's it. You don't really have to do anything else. Open is strong. It's going to continue on. So it's not just like because we were saying it's just having women. It's not just that. It's also because my open is strong. My open is strong, and then we just go from there. And it's the way to open strong is just tell the truth. It's simple. If the open just tell the truth on the approach. I'm approaching you because you have incredible eyes. You are beautiful. What's up? What are you guys up to? Or just tell the truth. There you go. There's no game. And this is the whole low self-esteem autist stuff from the 2000s. There's no actual game. It doesn't exist. Yeah. As Ephraim said the other day, the girl already knows you want to fuck her. And I actually don't necessarily want to fuck them, but I'm certainly attracted to them. Like they know you're attracted. You're speaking to them for a reason. So the way to open strong is just open truthfully. Yeah, we're also talking in the entourage as well. There is no game. The word game is retarded. We have to like really bear in mind the whole space was created by American autists. The whole space. American culture is many things. Seductive is not one of them, and especially those guys like the autists. Um, I can only wish the Italians had started it, or the Spaniards or something. Anyway, um, yeah, it's not to say they didn't contribute anything of value, but it was like, a few things of value, but a tremendous amount of bullshit and marketing. Yeah, the importance of meaningful conversations and action, the importance of, yeah, the importance of meaningful conversations and action. So this was a cool thing. This is always a cool thing about having a wing. You're going out, you're chit chatting, you go in, and you might have an hour where you go, okay, I'm going to go hard now for an hour. I'm just going to wreck it for an hour. But then between that, you're just going around, you're having meaningful conversations, interesting conversations. What a way to spend a day. Is there a better way to spend a day? Go out with some guys, have interesting chats, and then fucking go pile into some like babes. I mean, what's better than that? It's a superb afternoon. So the importance of that, but that also applies to the girls as well. If you're able to have more meaningful conversations with them, that in my experience does transfer at least to some follow up with the girls. That's been my experience, particularly since I've been back in Europe. But in general, I know like the whole, oh, we just get the number quickly, and of course this can happen as well. But usually when you have like quite a long 30-minute conversation with a girl, it's pretty rare that you. I found it's almost weird if they don't meet up with you. And sometimes can happen, but so that's important as well. Um, and I think as well, actually going for the number, it's almost like a beta male thing to do. Actually, you know what I mean? Like a go for the number, and the Instagrams are sort of like I think we're doing a bit too much metric reading, and you go for the number almost like if the instant date isn't on, you get her logistics, and if that's not on, then you stay in the conversation, and then eventually you get the number. But actually, best thing to do is just go on an instant date, or just essentially just progress it as far as you can, as far as you want to. I think too often, certainly me, sometimes I can be guilty of like, okay, I'll get the number and then I've achieved something, and then it's like, you know, it's tempting to see it in that way, but actually that's not the right way. The right way is just to keep going, is to keep going as long as you can, um, especially if the girl likes you as well, because then they leave and it's kind of like for her to meet up with you again. So we had this discussion yesterday, me and SB. For her to meet up with you again, you think, oh, you've got the number, they should come and meet you. No, 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 no. That displays a lack of understanding of the feminine, of women. Not at all. Not at all. Their body is precious cargo for them. It's precious cargo. So they need to handle with care. They need to handle with care. And you may come along and give a good offer and a good account of yourself, and she might like you. But she might only be at a 4 or 5 out of 10 in terms of she wants to come and meet you. That doesn't mean you've done anything wrong. And actually, that's actually fantastic because most guys are at a 0. You've gone without knowing her from a 0 to a 4. She actually might meet you. Some women you'll go from a 0 to a 9. But there's many, many girls who like you and they're like, oh, he's a sexy guy, but I'm not ready. I'm not really going to go and meet him. That's a bit too crazy for me. Or I don't really know him. Or, what about Matteo or, Maxime or these other guys who are around them, who are in for them, who've got that familiarity with them. So just because a girl gives you her number, even if they say provisionally they agree to a date, that doesn't really mean that much. It doesn't really mean that much. And it's a very big misunderstanding to think that it does. It's imagine let's say I've got 5 million quid, and that 5 million quid is decaying by 100 grand every 6 months. That's basically what it's like to be a hot 20-year-old girl, and that's probably more like 200 grand every 6 months. And you don't have the ability to invest it, like you've got to put it into the right stock. That's what their physicality is. It's decaying every 6 months. Yeah. And by a certain point, they're down from 5 million to like 500,000. And at a certain point, it's a 0. At a certain point, it's actually going negative. Yeah. After a certain age, it's just going into the negative. So they've got to, if they're intelligent, they've got to invest it well. They've got to invest it well, and that's perfectly understandable. It's not a sad analogy at all. It's not sad at all. It's nature, bro. It's just the nature of life. It's like saying a flower wilting is sad. It just is what it is. For from a sexual point of view only. This is not about them as a human being. In fact, they can grow as a human being as well during that process. They should. They should. But they've got to invest it properly. This is why, and if they don't, if a young woman is not at least taking consideration, do I really like this guy? Am I really into him? Or this guy's maybe he might offer something. I don't know. But it's more going to be how into you they are. Then I think they're fucking themselves over, to be honest with you. So I perfectly understand it. I would do the same if I was them. I would do the same. And if I had daughters, I would tell them to do this, play it like this. So it's fine. And if I'm at a 4 out of 10 on their on their personal scale of how likely they are to meet up with me, that's great because that means I've gone from a 0 to a 4. Now this is the thing: if you're on a scene, and this is what people in the entourage need to realize. If you're on a scene, you go from a 0 to a 4 the first time you meet them. The second time you meet them, you go from a 4 to an 8. And then the third time, or that's enough already, then they're probably going to meet you after that. Or it's easier, honestly, to go from a 0 to a 6 or 7 or a 10 if you're on a scene. This is what entourage guys need to realize. They really need to realize this. And I think maybe some people don't because they're coming at everything from a cold approach angle, street cold approach. It's kind of like, there's a lot of girls who they're just not up for meeting a guy they met in the street. You could literally be Achilles, and some girls will just never meet you again in the street. I've heard girls say this to me, and sometimes they can be a bit closed-minded and stuff like that. But again, I get it. So the benefit of being on a scene, you make your life easy. You're pre-vetted. If a girl knows you, or one of her friends knows you, the chance of you actually getting with her is exponentially higher. So, yeah, that's something people don't understand. I have friends who only operate by a social circle, and it's like, oh, there's this pussy thing. No, it's not. That's the normal way to do it. Yeah, cold approach is the strange way. We're literally like freedom. We're like freedom architects, whatever a Christian says. We're doing something crazy, but we've normalized it. But for most guys, they're going through circle, and so that shouldn't be ever dismissed. And then we leverage what we've got in the street. We leverage that into the circle. It's just fucking piss. So, yeah, I think that's important for entourage guys to realize. I've stated it. I've been a bit of a bore with it there, a bit of a lecture there. But I think it's really important to realize being on a scene, if you can be. Like I'm traveling right now, and it's obviously hard. But when I slow down my travels and I stop in one place, that's kind of what I do. And it makes life easier, basically. What else have we got here? Yeah, I think with guys, we were talking about this as well. Yeah, with Yambek, we were talking about, like some guys like, do you want to go for a coffee or something? It's like, oh, it's gay. Oh, you gay, dude? Like, you want to go for coffee? I think with guys, to establish the friendship, normally it's activity first. And then the other stuff will come off the back of that. Once you've done some activities first, I don't think I would go for a coffee necessarily with a guy who would I. My preference is to have some conversations with the guy first, and maybe got some common interest. You see them around. Again, it's kind of like dating in a way, but just obviously completely different. But familiarity. You see the same people, or you do an activity together. You're like, oh, this guy's fucking cool, or you have some great conversations, and then and then it becomes about, once you've done a bit of activity, then it goes on to the other stuff. Go for a coffee, go for a drink, whatever. But I think with guys, like, I love doing both. Like, I love going out with mates and going on the pull and then just chatting about like Nietzsche and stuff on the same time. It's like, it's fucking amazing. Yeah, another simple thing as well. Yeah, yeah, you've got a lot of stuff. You've got a lot of hobbies, Yambek, pool, tennis, lifting, maybe bowling. Yeah, if you got mates you can lift with and stuff and climb with and stuff like that, that's good. All those things are good, but they're not hyper efficient activities if you're wanting to meet chicks as well. None of those are. In fact, maybe lifting. maybe lifting. But they're not high proficient, so they're just for mates exclusively. Yeah, those are just for mates, in my opinion. Um, yeah, exactly. Yeah, just hanging out with guys, sure, 100%. This is and you can sometimes combine the two where you go, okay, right, let's go climbing, and then afterwards we'll go Mac for an hour. That's what me and my mates in Sheffield do. We'll go. We had a great day, not this summer, but the summer before, where me and my wing there, we went shooting in Barnsley and then came back and we went for coffee, did an approach on the coffee, and then two Asian girls, and then we just hit the streets, man. We just hit the streets for like 40 minutes. It's fucking sick. Um, for me, the I've never had a situation where I was consistently able to go out in daytime with a wing consistently, where you get that rhythm. You get that rhythm. I think that's where the real mayhem's going to begin, where we're going to be pulling like six girls back to the jacuzzi and stuff like that. I think that's where the real mayhem's going to begin. Because I keep getting like, you almost get to a threshold and then you kind of take a step back, and that's kind of what happens. So I think it'll be interesting when let's say we get in a place for a month and there's a few of us there. I think that's going to go crazy. I think that's going to go crazy. 3 months will take over a city. In 3 months. You put three guys from the entourage together in Barcelona for 3 months, we will take it over, like to a disgusting extent. Um, I know this. I know how to do this as well. Um, yeah, and then another thing as well, just for all the meetup stuff, especially for scenes, is like, where are the girls? If you we just go back to girls here, where are the girls you like? Simple fucking question. Where are the girls you like? Where are they? Are they going to be in the dive bar at 1 a.m.? If you don't know that, you need to just do some basic market research for half an hour. Where are the girls I like? Where do they hang out? En masse, where they can be approached. It might be, yeah, it might be. This is actually why daytime shopping, like Manchester's good. All girls like to shop. Yeah, there's fucking loads. Fashionable girls. I love fashionable girls. It's my favorite type of girl. Okay, well, let's hit the fucking mall. Dance girls, girls with good bodies. Okay, dance. Latinas. Where do they hang out? Got to go to find where they hang out. Asian girls. Like I have a friend, he hits like certain areas with cold approach for Asian girls, and he met his girlfriend there, and he literally hits the area. Like, if he's passing through, like he'll just go get a coffee or something, or just go to the supermarket and he'll see if he can do an approach or two, and it actually works. He's got literally, and he doesn't know what daytime cold approach is as a thing. He's just seen me do it, and then he just started doing it. But he goes to the area. This is something I was saying to Balthazar. Um, you're not going to catch a fish in the desert. You're not catching a beautiful barracuda in the desert. That's not real. That's not reality. We have like an idealized version of like this macho thing that I'll go out anytime, any place, I'll approach any chick anywhere. And no, that's just not real. It's not real. And even if you do, you're gonna find yourself in like where if it's like fucking Ghent or something, approaching you're just some haggard old Belgian grandma, like, it's just not gonna work. So you gotta identify where your girls are. Where are your girls? Asian girls. And that's a good thing about the UK. There's pockets everywhere, dude. Trust me. There's pockets everywhere. And malls are good though. Malls and shopping is good, but there's pockets everywhere. Yeah. You want to find a Lusophone girl? I know where to go. You want to find a West African girl? I know where to go. You want to find an Asian girl? I know where to go. Latin? I know where to go. The Swedish and Danish, I don't know where to go, but I'm sure Richie probably has been looking into it. So yeah, that'll be an interesting one in the UK. Where do the Scandies hang out? There's a lot of Scandies. Where do they hang out? There's an angle. There's always an angle. Greek girls, there's an angle. and then you just go, and there you go. You've got your fish, you've got your watering hole. And yeah, and this is where I said, Google, I put in my little notes here, Google, use it. Yeah. Use Google. Stop watching like people watch so much shit like watching MGTOW stuff, and it's like just Google search something you like in your city, activities in your city. People are too passive. Just Google search what's going on in my city. Oh, there's this. What's going on in my neighbouring city? Oh, that's in Nottingham. Cool. I'll go to Nottingham. I'll do that. Wicked. It's easy. It's just like just use Google or Facebook. Um, yeah, so that was all like all that kind of stuff. That's kind of mechanics, should we say social mechanics? And I've also got here true insider knowledge. True insider knowledge. This is what me and SB were going back and forth on this weekend, which is really cool. Which is because he's a local guy. He's from Bosnia. Um, he's got insider knowledge on this. Nah, fuck ChatGPT, mate. ChatGPT is not going to. Come on, brother. It's going to give you a bullshit suggestion. It's not going to give you. It's not going to give you like. You need to look. You need to just Google, dude. Just get on Insta and Facebook. These people are putting the events on for you. Don't ask ChatGPT. Anyway, let's not split hairs over that. But yeah, because most of these people they actively want people to come to their events. It's not like, humans are sociable, so they want people to come. Um, and Manchester's good in that respect. There's stuff going on. Birmingham's pretty good as well. Manchester, I think, is good in that respect though. There's a lot of scenes in Manchester. Um, yeah, so to go back to insider knowledge. So me and SB is a local guy from Bosnia. We were going around this weekend, and we're just having a lot of chats about, all sorts of like, a lot of history and stuff like that of this area of the world. Just loads of fascinating. I learned like lots of interesting things that he shared, and then it's probably even interesting for someone local here to get hit. What's the perspective of an outsider who's traveled a little bit? What do they think when they come in? That's interesting as well. So it's a really interesting exchange. But then there's like a level of insider knowledge. There's a level of insider knowledge, the real knowledge. And this is where the real knowledge, the true insider knowledge, it's unlikely to even be on Google or ChatGPT. It's unlikely to even be on the internet. It's unlikely to even be on the internet of like, where's the new place that's been, popping off the last 3 weeks in this city? That's insider knowledge. It's not going to have reached the internet yet. But where's the city in the Balkans with like a way crazy ratio of hot girls, of like insane ratio? Yeah, I know that. Me and SB know that. Yeah, but that's insider knowledge. Yeah, you've got to join the bratva, Balkan bratva, to get that level of insider knowledge. But it's true in any territory you go to. Like, you have to be there on the ground, and you have to be speaking to people on the ground. The internet just is not enough. It's not fast enough in a sense. Like, yeah, and there's just, even in some countries, there's just nothing about the country, or there's just very little about it. You get like, oh, this festival comes in the summer, and that's all you get. You don't really get, right, what's happening on the ground. And that's local people giving you that info. That's local people giving you that info. I've got some good info. That's why I got the club from last night. I was speaking to some girls last weekend. Turned out the club was actually empty when we got there. Well, it wasn't empty, but it was just very slow. I think maybe we got there a bit early, but it's like midwinter, so that scene wasn't very good. But anyway, I still had that insider knowledge. I bet it is good at certain points in the year. I bet it looks really good. But that recommendation was from insider knowledge. You can't really. I looked online, and it was kind of, there was nothing that was really standing out. And then we ended up going to a jazz bar and then a rooftop instead. So that was actually even better. But yeah, insider knowledge is absolutely key. And this is obviously stuff we share as well in the entourage. We share some stuff in the entourage of like insider tips, you know. We share insider tips. Like I was sharing a few things today on just on the Latin scene in the UK, even sharing like a promoter's, you know, details and all this type of thing. That's insider knowledge. And guys who share stuff on crypto or different currencies and different countries rather, so much of it is insider, man. And it's like, yeah, I mean, there's so many stories I've got of this. Until you get there on the ground, you just got no way to have a fucking clue what's going on. So that's really important. Um, yeah. What else do we have here? We're in December. We're in December. Time to slow it down a little bit, reflect a little bit. Reflections on another year done. Another year done ski. What a fucking year, man. What a fucking year. What a year, man. Crazy amounts of cold approach. One of the big things this year. Started a YouTube channel. Fucking hell, didn't expect to do that. Through a YouTube channel, you know, started to like meet people. Traveled, yeah, this year's been Dominican, UK, Serbia, Bosnia. 4 countries, but like yeah, so that's a good pace. That's a good pace. Um, this calendar year is like gonna be, yeah, from September 2024 to September 2025. That's gonna be a bit more of a pace for me. I'm gonna hit about seven-ish countries, I think, maybe 6, 7. And it would be more if I didn't like Serbia and Bosnia so much. I'd probably do even more countries around this area, but I think I'm going to come back to these countries, Serbia and Bosnia, in the summer. There's something about them. I just fucking love the Balkans. I just can't explain why. I just love it. Um, so yeah, reflections on another year. And then work as well, progressing that as well. Oh, this is a juicy one. Letting go of people. Oh my God. I'm putting myself on the line here, aren't I? Letting go of people. Letting go of people. I just wrote that there. My note of things to talk about. Yeah, letting go of some people. Something I find quite painful to do. I don't really like to do it, to be honest. I don't like to let go of people. It's like it's painful, you know. That bond is like severed, you know. Sometimes it's got to be done though. And this is actually not even people who are super toxic either. It's more not even, in fact, not even toxic. It's more just kind of like we just don't have anything to actually. This person isn't. It's just kind of gone in a different direction, and I'm going in my direction, and we don't really have anything to connect on. And it's like we're kind of just connecting on old stuff now. And even if they're quite a good person or overall decent, yeah, that's just an interesting thing. And then yeah, letting go of people, like letting go of like an ex-girlfriend. It was a crazy fucking September time this year of letting go of an ex-girlfriend who was, it's still a painful one to think about. It's still a painful one to think about. I can feel her spirit like around me a little bit. But I think actually mentally I still haven't let go of it fully, to be honest. This is what I do with breakups. I if I break it off, I break it off if it's like it's necessary. I don't feel it for the first month. It's weird because I think my brain hasn't computed that I'm no longer going to see that person ever again. So for the first month, I don't even feel it because I can go a long time without, like with women anyway. I can easily not see them for a week or 2 weeks and it's fine. I'm not a needy lover at all. So for the first month, I don't even notice. And then like the first maybe 5, 6 months, I kind of enjoy the freedom. And then like 9 months in, I'll start to miss them. And then I'll go through the mourning period that they go through on the breakup. I go through it like 9 months to a year later. And that's what I'm in at the moment. Or I have been in that phase. I mean, I do get that. I do get an initial hit on the breakup itself, but that's like lasts for like 2 days, if that, a day or 2 days, and then after that, kind of my brain doesn't quite compute, and I think this is quite common with men. Is initially we're all right, and we're cool, and I'm all right anyway. This is part of life. This is part of adult life. It's fine, but it's just like it's a kind of mourning phase. It's a little bit of mourning, yeah. Um, as my brain computes, you have a little, maybe like a fantasy, but it's like a thought, which is a reasonable thought to indulge if you're with someone for like 2 years, like, spending more time with them in the future, doing different things. And it's like, in my case, like we both wanted to do that. We literally both wanted to do that. It just my lifestyle is where this girl is living and my lifestyle is just incompatible. So that was almost like an additional frustration. Um, it wasn't even that the relationship was that bad. I mean, it was good, obviously. So these are sacrifices of the international Lothario life. Um, I can sacrifice getting with other women, but the travel stuff, I can't sacrifice it. It's too important. It's too important. So yeah, and this girl, she moved to like one of the most expensive cities in Europe. Like, what the fuck am I gonna do? I can't move and join you there even for a few months. Just like just whatever. Um, yeah, they'd know everyone their whole lives. Yeah, the travel thing. I mean, men have always been roamers. Men have always been explorers. But yeah, I know what you're saying. Like to go off solo into so many different territories. Um, that's not really been common in human history. But we were nomads. We were nomads. The natural state of man is nomadism. That is the natural state. 295,000 years of nomad, or let's say 290. That's a lot of nomadism. But we'd obviously be doing it together. We'd be nomading together. So hopefully that's what we're going to get to do with. We use all this technology and all of this learning to essentially put us back to where we were 100,000 years ago, which is traveling around together, band of brothers. Who knows, man? We might get a roving band of families together one day. That'd be fucking chaos, wouldn't it? Watching, Jazz and Sinner to Winner and Richard's sons, go out and play football or something. But yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. Um, but yeah, in terms of anyway, just to go back to letting go of people, that's where I'm at with an ex-girlfriend. Um, I find it pain. Even talking about it now, I'm in pain. Even talking about it, it's the frustration is that it's like there was nothing wrong with the relationship. Or there were issues, but it's not like there was many positives as well, like incredible positives. We shared experiences that were like, I may as well go into, yeah, we shared experiences that like I'll never share with someone else. It just won't ever happen again. Like I'll share different experiences with someone else, but like, yeah, she moved to Europe for a scholarship. We met in Latin America. She'd never gone on a plane before. Like for her to move to Europe was such. This is why I'm actually very cold to people who complain about their lives. I'm truly cold. Like I probably don't express it what I'm actually thinking, but I know so many people have done ridiculous things with fucking nothing. This girl moved from Latin America, basically like had to recall loans that she'd like fucking loaned her family. Like, she moved to Spain, I think, with about probably less than 3,000 euros, probably like 2,000 euros, to move to Spain, to Madrid, the most expensive city. She had a scholarship, and the scholarship money didn't come in until December. So like, the fucking government didn't send her the money. There were students literally starving in Madrid. We started battering them on social media. I did. I was like, these like ministers going to like open schools and stuff. I was like, yeah, knock, knock, knock. You know, you've got students literally starving in the Spanish capital and in Barcelona that you sent out. They quit their jobs to go on a scholarship that you paid for, and you offered them this scholarship. It's like €800 a month. It's fuck all, but it's enough for them to survive. Yeah, they burnt through their savings. Yeah, they're starving, literally. Some of these students will, including my ex, were literally starving. Yeah, literally starving, and they're going to their master's work. And like one of them's getting sick because she didn't have any fucking food. She just ran out of money. It's like, yeah, September, October, November. So that's 3 months in Madrid. Yeah. And even if you're frugal as fuck, you've burnt through your savings. You're a 26-year-old, 25-year-old. Anyway, so, and this type of shit is routine because I worked in like English and stuff, like English language teaching. Some of these fucks from like Eritrea and stuff, they get into Europe. They're seeing bodies like on the travels, and they get in and they've got nothing. I don't know. I just look to those people and I'm like, I just can't ever complain too much or like within reason anyway. You know, we complain about things we want, but like they're on a survival fuck. Every so often it's good to come back to that shit, man. Um, but yeah, anyway, so I know a lot of people like that who've had those types of, you know, made those types of moves. Um, and then to come back to, yeah, to letting go of people. Um, yeah, friends, ex-girlfriends, family members, letting go. It's a big thing, man. It's a big thing. And it's like even letting go of yourself as well. Letting go of the person you used to be as well. That's maybe even the hardest one. Letting go of yourself, letting go of what you think you are, who you think you are. You're not. You're not. You change. That's an interesting one as well. So yeah, that's just something I was thinking then, like letting go. Um, and just accept it, just like mourn it. And then what we've got in here, yeah. Yeah, the nomad idea is true. Yeah, yeah. And then the last thing here is the direction of the channel. The direction of the channel. I've been thinking about this. We're going to keep it rolling. We're going to keep it rolling with the approach stuff. We're going to incorporate a little bit more adventure stuff as well, a little bit of travel adventure stuff in, maybe a little bit of language stuff in as well. Definitely, that's going to be, because it's all part of one package. It's all part of one package. The adventure life, you don't just go up mountains. You also have relationships. You also have friendships. And I think that's going to be the emphasis is relationships and the adventure life. And so, yeah, there'll be an interesting series on Bosnia coming through, which I can't actually, I don't feel fully comfortable putting out right now while I'm still in the country, to tell you the truth. But that's going to come through. I think I'm going to have when I can probably be able to get it up quite soon. But a language, like a quick little language acquisition program, which I'll probably put in Thinkific, like 12 key points for language acquisition for anyone who's interested in that. Basically, I see language acquisition as a relationship. That's how I see it. It is a relationship. You date your language for 90 days, then you commit or you bounce, and then you decide on what type of relationship you're going to have. With Serbo Croat, I probably dated for 30 days. And then I was like, okay, this is going to be very casual admiration and friendship, but I'm not going all in with this one, like I did with Spanish, for example. So you date your language, you adore your language. And anyway, all this stuff, I kind of conceptualize it as a relationship. That's what I've realized. So I'm going to I'll put that on Thinkific because I've already done the videos for that. Some of them are pretty funny as well. I'm like walking through the snow and stuff, like in a fucking snowstorm, talking about language acquisition. but in a different way, I think, than other people have conceptualized it. As there's a lot of very technical stuff online. Technical stuff is fine, but fundamentally, you need to be burning with passion and desire for the language. And if you're not, that's fine. Then just kind of casually, just enjoy listening to it, now and then. But if you want to acquire it and incorporate it into your soul, you've got to be burning for it. And there isn't another way, really. Um, so yeah, so that's the direction of the channel. It's going to be more adventure content. It's going to be some adventure content from Sarajevo for sure, for sure. Um, yeah. So I think that's everything. We've got 9 viewers in here. What have you been up to this weekend, Yambik? What have you been doing? I saw you. Oh, you had a night out, and then I saw you were reading as well. You're having a bit of a read. I love that as well. Go to a cafe and just read for a bit, especially in England. I don't know what it is. It's about something that I do get a bit literary when I'm back. I do anyway, but especially when I'm back in England, I enjoy that. Um, yeah. Oh, that was it. Yeah, yeah. Hitting the club with the boys. Yeah, classic. You're a man after my own heart, mate. That's my Saturday and Sunday. But I would do Friday night out, Saturday write, then go and meet a chick, and then Sunday read. Yeah, that's what I would do. I've met up with a guy from Bosnia. We did some approach yesterday. It was sick. It was sick, and we're just hanging out, coming through the channel SB, legendary wingman extraordinaire. And that video we did a little video as well, so that's going to be on the channel probably when I leave Bosnia in a couple of weeks. Um, yeah, yeah, exactly. SB. Yeah, he's in a lot of the videos. Yeah, I mean, this is one of the things like because we all live in different places. It's yeah. I don't take it as too much of a negative. I think it's just good. We actually a lot of guys are getting to meet each other, and over time, over a 10-year timeline, there's a lot of characters who are going to be going to different people's weddings or something or whatever. Have we had someone spaff somebody up from Cold Approach yet in the entourage? Has someone inseminated a girl yet? I don't think we have yet, have we? We're all wandering Ronins, wandering samurai. Um, yeah, exactly. People on a bit of a similar wavelength. Exactly, exactly. Um, no, brother, you don't wish that. You don't. What you wish is that you wish that you had remote work. That's what you really wish. That's what you really wish. Yeah, because then you just that's the goal everyone's got to get to. That's almost like entourage, like special forces. When you got remote work, um, yeah, that's sick. Um, and then yeah, eventually maybe we found that there's islands off the coast of Panama for like a few mil, like 2-3 mil. That's actually doable. I'm actually up for that. I don't have the funds, but like I can be very helpful in the acquisition of an island off the coast of Panama. I can definitely be helpful in that process. Can be a key player in that process. That's where I'll bring my value proposition is fluent Spanish and you know can negotiate with the situation. Yeah, we've not had anyone get anyone pregnant yet though, have we? In the entourage, touch wood. This is probably a good thing. Um, it's the thing is when you're a sovereign guy going around the world, you can't do that and have a family. It just can't be done. Can't be done. There's people who try and fantasize how you can do it. You just need to accept there's going to be a 5 to 10 year period where you've got to rein it in. You've got to be local 9 months of the year, then you can travel for 3, something like that. If I was thinking about how I would do it, I'd base myself in Dominican, get a girl there, have a family with her, and just have it as a baseline in agreement, which is, look, yeah, I'm going to be in Europe for 3 months of the year. Um, as soon as the child gets to about maybe 2 or something like that, 2 years old, um, that's what I'd do. Or maybe even 2 months of the year as well, even just a month, probably a couple months away. Um, that's my thinking. But maybe that would change if I was but I'd have that like agreed in place beforehand. Like, this is me we're talking about. Yeah, you're getting with me. Like, you know me. This is what I'm gonna need, and you'll get what you need. So that's the arrangement I probably have. Um, but having said that, maybe your mentality changes. My kid brother said, like, your mentality changes when you actually become the father, because it's kind of like you actually don't think about yourself as much. You actually don't. You know, you have to take care of your needs week to week, but you are kind of like instinctively, your desire to do some of those other things kind of diminishes quite a lot. Um, so I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what he said. Um, yeah, is there anything else? Anything else coming through? Yeah, I've got one more weekend in Bosnia, um, and then I'm going to be in Istanbul for Christmas and New Year. I'm hitting Istanbul. I'm going to be meeting my mom in Istanbul, and a mate as well. I'll call him the Irish Jig, a friend of mine. He's um he's gonna probably come out with my mum as well, because he wants to go on to like the Middle East, but he's gonna stop in Turkey, so they're probably gonna come out together. So she'll have like a chaperone, for her like travels and stuff, which would be cool. Um, can't wait to get back to the Red Pearl, man. Istanbul, what a place, man. What a place. If the bastard internet was better there, I would have stayed. I stayed for 3 weeks. I would have stayed for the whole month. I booked a month, but I had to leave early because the internet was just too shit. And hopefully it's going to be a bit better this time. But I'm only going to be able to be there for 2 weeks, because I just can't. Yeah, I can't risk it. So after that, we'll see. It's either going to be Skopje, I think, or North Macedonia, the motherlands, or maybe Romania, although probably Skopje, or maybe Albania. I've got an interesting person in Albania who's interesting, and yeah, I met in Serbia. She would be interesting to meet up with in Albania. So we'll see what happens there. I think probably Skopje. My heart is saying Skopje. The motherland is calling me. I don't know why I love that place so much. It's unbelievable though. Um, I've dreamt about that place. I've dreamt about Skopje. In every country I've been in since, I've dreamt about Skopje, North Macedonia, man. The steppe, yeah, our ancestral home. Yeah, the archaeology museum in Istanbul, huh? Interesting. Yeah, that's a good recommendation. This is the insider knowledge that I need. Good recommendation. Could take my mum there. That'd be cool. Um, Istanbul is sweet, man. Skopje, yeah, Skopje is capital of North Macedonia. Amazing, amazing place. Amazing place. Um, surrounded by mountains. It's just stunning. It's a stunning place. Um, yeah, I will do. I will do. Istanbul's a great city, man. Like, it's freaking got everything. As I say, apart from the internet is genuinely unimpressive and problematic. But apart from that, it's got everything. Um, like the tea coffee shop culture. The coffee shops close at 2 a.m., which is like so far up my street. Like, that's my vibe. It means I can go out after work and like I can just carry on, go chill for a bit. And I just carry on working and do stuff at night. Um, And then the dance scene there is really good. There's a lot of hot girls there as well. Uh, I like the religious Muslim girls, like the very just I remember one girl, it was like something from a film. She sat down next to me in this cafe, and then like this little cat, like this grey, luxurious looking cat, kind of walked across me or something onto her, and we just chatted and stuff. And she had this unbelievable energy, this Muslim girl. Those religious girls, like their energy is a fucking joke. Like I almost feel like religion itself is almost it's kind of made for women in a way, in a certain respect. But anyway, um, unbelievable energy. But yeah, she had the veil. And oh my god, she was incredible. But yeah, there's the lot. There's the dance scene, the coffee shops, ridiculous history, insane history. You're living in history. Vibrant energy, um, incredible jewelry. If there's a jewelry item that I was looking at last time I was there, and I think if I see it this time, I will have to buy it. Like I'm not big on I do like fine things, but I don't need to spend like 10 grand on a suit or something. To feel good. But I do like cool stuff. Um, and there's some jewelry down there. Like even if you're not into jewelry, you're gonna go and buy some in Istanbul. It's fucking sweet. It's fucking sweet. Um, and there's lots of good shooting there as well. Really good fucking ranges there. Really good. You got all those tourist pistols. That's their main weapon. It's like it's Turkish made. The Taurus, or maybe it's Brazil made. I can't remember, but they're big on. No, I think it's Taurus. I think it's Turkish rather. I think it's yeah, yeah, yeah. That's interesting. I must. So this is good reference for me because I know I've been thinking about it for 2 years. If I see it, I'll buy it. I'll buy it there and then. I have to go ready. I have to go with the card ready, like card Revolut stacked. Let's go. But it's not that expensive. I think it's about 200 quid. But that's a fair price for a. That's a decent price. But I was just kind of like I don't know. When you travel, man, like you want to be judicious with spending. I find like for me anyway. I mean, until I get to a big level. Being judicious and sensible with spending, and because you got to think ahead for the next 6 months. Um, so I forwent it on that point. I probably should have got it, but anyway, I didn't. But if I see it this time, maybe we'll, yeah, yeah. It was like 300 quid, 300 quid for a cross. Like it was but it was yeah. No, it was real gold. It was real gold. Sorry, it was real silver. It was real silver. Um, my mom's actually an expert on jewelry. She's actually like a literal expert on jewelry. Um, since she retired, that's actually what she's doing. She's been recruited by a big jewelry company or something to do some representation or some shit like that. I don't know what she's doing, but she's quite excited about that. So like if I all I need to do is send her a photo of anything I see, and she'll just be like, oh yeah, that's real silver, blah blah blah, or it's not, or whatever. Um, yeah, guitars. Yeah, we all have our treasured items. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Um, yeah, just a few simple items which you treasure. I think that's the way to go. And then we scale up. We scale up as I get big. Then I'll get the Deontay Wilder like diamond encrusted ones and shit like that. Um, yeah. What's your plans for Christmas, Yambik? I give everyone code names on this channel, even though your name is right there. You're gonna be going back down. Well, I'm trying to think. It's like West Country or something you're from, or Reading or something. Yeah. Oh yeah, guns. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, fine. It's a good angle. Go see the fam. Go and what's this Christmas game? Play charades, smoke a cigar. Manchester, nice. Nice. Yeah, gonna do New Year in Istanbul. Gonna do New Year in Istanbul. Um, I think just seeing the fireworks and stuff, that'll be unbelievable. That'll be spectacular, man. That'll be spectacular. And what a life, man. What a life. Can't wait. Absolutely can't wait. Yeah, can't wait to go back there, truthfully. Um, yeah, I enjoy Christmas, like going back to Sheffield and stuff sometimes. It's just nice. Seeing my brother and sister and different things, but I don't know. It's I actually enjoy being away. Actually, I enjoy being away as well. Just like even having time to myself. Um, I think what did I do Christmas Day last year? Can't remember. Yeah, I won't be in Europe next year, bruv. But if you do fancy a long trip, I have certainly got some ideas. I've got a lot of ideas for entourage meetups. We can have big main ones, and then we can have side quests. Richie can lead the Northern Lights. Richie can lead his Viking approach holidays up there. I can lead the Balkan Bratva. Um, yeah, but yes, summer's gonna be Balkanoids. Summer's gonna be Balkanoids, mate. Um, I think you dig the Balkans as well, mate. I think you dig it as well. Um, no, I definitely think you dig it. Not too expensive as well. It's not too expensive, dude. I think flights. You have to look at flights from like Manchester to Belgrade. Pretty cheap, I think, dude. Um, yeah, I think a few guys are going to be coming out to the Balkans this summer. That's my belief. I think I've persuaded a few people. Um, yeah, yeah, Croatia, yeah. Yeah, I just love I just fucking love Serbia. I love both Serbia and Bosnia. I fucking love both of them. Serbia is fucking sick, dude. Serbia's fucking sick. They're such a hardcore people. I just fucking love it. I just fucking love it. Yeah, yeah. These flights. I mean, they always try and con you, don't they? With like, oh yeah, it's 15 quid. Your baggage is 150 though, and it's just like, just give me. Obviously, I'm gonna take. Some people don't, but I'm like, obviously, I'm taking a bag. Just give me the price, yeah. Tell me what the price is. Um, so right, we've just done an hour there, so I'm gonna leave it for this evening. Uh, Peace and love and holiday seasons tidings to everybody, and it's been good. I think we covered some good topics there: brotherhood, friendship, insider knowledge. And we covered some really valuable stuff there today. And yep, I'll catch up on the next one. Maybe next Sunday, maybe next Friday. I don't know when I'll do a next live. But yeah, and there'll be some other interesting videos coming up in the next few weeks. That's a guarantee. Yambik, take it easy, brother. Have a good week.